That's very good. Can we see how this factors in? I saw in your notes into like life review and the next life incarnation, and just the Buddhist, view of how that works before
Yeah.
we wrap it up.
Yeah. So when you work on all of these different things, since you are now a new level of consciousness, and now you know how to be a conscious creator, you're not creating suffering anymore unconsciously. You're
Hmm.
trying not to create suffering anymore unconsciously. So you're not creating negative karma in which you're going to have to address in a future lifetime if you choose to experience life again in the greater reality, in whatever dimension or planet that you're in. And so now what happens when you go sit down with your life planner and you plan your next life, if you choose to incarnate from the spirit world again, is now you have even more options to choose from. You don't have to repeat the same lessons over again and with the same soul groups if you want to, but you have it's almost like you have an unlimited potential of different ways to do it. So I'll give you some of my I don't know about you, but I get lucid dreams of parallel lifetimes
Hmm.
in the future in the galactic. I do want to experience what a galactic future is like. And it's really kind of funny. I was telling somebody this too. So in that lifetime, I'm doing practically the same thing. I'm still an account manager for an IT company, but what we resell is we resell time travel excursions.
Oh wow.
Okay, so I'm account manager, and I have all these dealers who these different businesses who they sell time travel excursions to parallel realities, to parallel lifetimes, to different time frames. And so, like, if you wanted to see Sting or Def Leppard on the high, you can come back and have that excursion and go and see their best concert. That concert series is the biggest seller, by the way. The 80s or the mega artist concert series. You want to see Beethoven live? There you go. You can do the whole classicals. Just
That's very
one
cool.
really good show to another. So anyways, you want to see the crucifix? There you go.
Right.
But follow these certain rules. So
Right.
don't don't drop your cell phone into the cave they're gonna find like millions of years later. So, anyways, but in this lucid dream future life, because when you get into hypnosis, you get to the point where you put yourself in hypnosis all the time. And so, what was revealed to me was I was a time travel excursion consultant, and I still complain about some of my clients having unrealistic expectations. So I'm complaining about the same thing. I'm still thinking, oh, I think I could do so much more for myself. And then my husband and and he works in a corporate environment too. And instead of making planes, ship, okay, and we gutted out. We did a Home Depot on it. We gutted it out, and we made it into a space farm of all of these different fauna and vegetation from different galaxies in this big spaceship. And we have machines go and harvest, and I program all the elements of the planet. So like this one grows at this light, da 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 da. And my husband would go through and fix the machinery. So it would harvest, and in this reality, there is everybody travels through portals. They don't really, they can travel in cars or in machinery if they want to, but most people just kind of go through a portal. Um,
Hmm.
and so the machines would just send the food or the crates to whatever gate it was that we had contracts for, and they would just send it out. And then I still do wedding flowers. Like right now I do wedding flowers as a side thing on the weekends. I still do wedding flowers, and even though I have a plethora of beautiful fauna from different galaxies all over the place for my custom brides, I still get brides who have unrealistic expectations on what kind of fauna they want for their wedding. So I'm like, oh. And then my husband, since he's still making music and the band comes and practice in our spaceship, they still argue about the same stuff, and he's still complaining about the music quality, the sound quality not being perfect for certain tunes or for certain songs. And he's complaining, even though he played for a festival, like right now he plays for festivals for 5,000 people. He plays for a festival in this future reality for 1 million people, televised to 5 galaxies, and he's still complaining about the same thing. So how does your lifetime now affect your reincarnation into future lives? That's how it affects. You just get a bigger, better ensemble of things to create and experience. And sometimes I have to remember, like, when I was a Chinese feudal lord and I was very good to my farmers, I gave them education, etc. I was complaining about how boring my lifetime was and looking at this lifetime going, that looks so exciting. And here I am living in this life going, oh, this is such a boring existence. I'm looking at my future lifetime as a time travel excursion consultant, being a space farmer, going, God, that looks so amazing. But the version of myself in that reality is going, God, this is so boring. I could do so much of myself.
And looking at the next thing with excitement.
Yeah, and even when I'm a life planner in the spirit world, I'm going, God, I think I could do so much more of myself besides helping people figure out what excursions they want to have.
So what it sounds like you're saying is like the issues that we deal with here, if we don't really figure them out or learn to accept them, or things will move and get better in a different way, but we'll still struggle with those same things that we complain about now. They'll just kind of carry along until you learn to deal with them, accept them, and not judge them, because I think that's really the main thing. We judge so much, and it's usually someone else other than ourselves,
Yeah, we are the worst critics of ourselves. I mean, most of the time, nobody's really judging us for the most part.
Right.
Most of the time, it's us being our own worst critic and holding ourselves back. And if we just take a moment and just, even if you just, are feeling kind of stuck or you're not really feeling like you're fulfilling your best potential, just take a moment and just be grateful for the life that you have now. And I find ways to be grateful for it, because in whatever lifetime that you have, you're still going to complain. I think it's a part of human nature. I really do.
It is.
So it's almost like you're going to Disneyland and all the excursions are so wonderful. And you're like, well, that mountain could be better than this mountain. That ride looks better than that ride. And you're on the best ride. And you're like, well, I think this could be better. Which is a little jaded sometimes.
It really is. And it really gets back to what you were saying earlier, just having that attitude of gratitude. I mean, it stretches beyond this lifetime and into the next, right?
Yeah. So in the very simplest thing, if anybody can take anything away from today's talk, it is to just, whatever you're doing, just start counting your blessings, just be grateful. And whatever it is that's going on in your life, it will slowly melt away. Because you're in that gamma wave frequency. Mm-hmm. And then be aware and be on the lookout for those synchronistic events, like those angel numbers that pop up all over the place in your receipts, on the driveway, in the odometer, whatever, just to kind of let you know, hey, we're here, we're working for you still, so don't give up on yourself, keep going. You can look at reality as a mirror. Usually, remember, reality is just mirror. It's just the feedback loop. It's just sending back to you what you were sending out. So, like, for instance, if you are working on an issue, more than likely somebody in your circle is working on a similar issue, or they have already overcome that exact same issue that you have, and you can learn from them. So, reality is a feedback mechanism. So you can look at your reality and see, where are the solutions in my existing reality? And you can learn that way. You can, again, there's the concept of conditional love versus unconditional love. And there's really no such thing as conditional love, because even conditional love is unconditional. Mm-hmm. They're like, I love you, but I'm going to be these boundaries so that you don't push people to work on their issues so they can become a better risk. It forces them to work on the things that they need to work on so they can learn to be reliable, integrous. And then once they do that, they get so many more opportunities just thrown at them. So even conditional love really isn't conditional if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just training wheels that slowly come off.
Right.
Same thing with your work. You may feel that you want more out of your job and out of your work. But if you start doing the little baby steps and doing the things that you need to do at work, opportunities will come through because people will start seeing that you are producing the quality of work that they like, and then you're going to have an issue with trying to balance, well, which project do I want to take on, and trying to make sure that you can give a good appropriate time and do integrous work in whatever you're doing. Same thing with family. The thing is that in any reality that you go to, what I find is that many of the realities, especially the lower realities, as you move away from it, people aren't really connecting on a heart-to-heart level. People don't touch each other. They don't hug each other like they should. Like somebody will sit there and cry about something difficult, and no one will hug them. There's something wrong with that picture. So if you say somebody really have a hard time, ask them, is it okay that I give you a hug? Because you look like you need a hug.
Mm-hmm.
Touch people. It's okay. Ask if you feel like, you need that permission because they're not your best friend or your kid or whatever. But out of 8 billion people in the world, you are present in that moment with them for some reason. So make it count. Make it count. So be present. Look them in the eye. Give them your undivided attention. Turn off that phone. Stop answering and looking at TV while they're talking. Give them that moment, because those small moments of connection do raise their frequency and your frequency, and it could be the thing that keeps them from doing something bad to themselves or other people.
Absolutely. Many times it is the little things, isn't it?
Yeah. So people really need to learn. A lot of people are so desensitized from too much technology, too much violence on TV. I see this a lot in younger millennials that come for hypnosis, that the parents have bought them a session. They're so desensitized that they can watch a movie of somebody getting raped and not be affected. There's something wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's because it's been a while since they've been hugged or, affection has been given to them as well. So it shouldn't be that way where people have gone so long before making a human connection with somebody, of intimacy and compassion. So just be like that all the time. And so that people feel like they're not alone in the world, and that they do have people, even if it's a stranger. Like I was out last Friday with a girlfriend to a club to go watch a show, and there was this homeless lady. I never have cash on me, so I'm one of those who never have cash on me, but my girlfriend does, and so she gave the lady some cash, and then we gave her a hug, and she cried, and we were like, everything okay? And she's like, no one's ever hugged me for such a long time.
Oh.
Nobody's ever touched her in such a long time. So it wasn't even the money that made her day. It was the hugs.
The human connection.
The human connection. Yeah. So if you want to change reality, be the best version of you and make those connections with other people. You don't have to say anything.
Very well said, Vaughn.
Yeah.
Want to definitely have you back again. This is awesome.
Oh.
I always enjoy our talks, and I know everybody else does too.
Thank you. Well, maybe next time we'll go a little scientific. We'll go in, and I will explain sacred geometry. Deep dive.
Yeah, we can even share. You can share your screen and share some images if you have them, and we can do it that way too. So I want to remind anybody that popped in here late that I do have Von Galt's links down below in the description box, so you can go check out our website, check out our YouTube channel, and subscribe over there. Check out our books on Amazon. A lot to offer, and you're even a QHHT practitioner. So if you are you're in Seattle area, right?
I am in Seattle. So if you're in Seattle, you can definitely schedule one with me. If you're not in Seattle, and you're going through your awakening or you're trying to figure out your abundance blocks, in my website, there's plenty of blog articles on a lot of topics there that could help you out as well. Demystify a lot of this stuff, but then also my client intake form on the website. If you actually print it out and fill it out honestly, you will get to the point where you understand where your stuck blockages are, and you can start working on them. So you don't even need a 4-hour QHHT session.
Very good.
And you can actually do it. You can print it and do it with other people to get other people's perspective on your abundance blocks that maybe you didn't see something that they saw.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Fawn.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Lots of love and light to each and every one of you guys and all of you watching later, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Be sure to check out the website at uotf.net. There you will find the live stream schedule displayed in your local time right there on the front page. Below that, you'll find links to take the Beyond Quantum Healing course at a discounted rate, purchase our book, Mandela Effect, Friend or Foe, in paperback or ebook, or to contact me to schedule a BQH session. At the top of the site, you'll find links to help support the work I do, access the free private forum where you can discuss organizing get-togethers in your area, Mandela effects, and more. Thank you all so much for being here.